Hi, my name is Daisy, and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a little bit of a different video this week so that I can give you a little update on my shop as well as help you to get to know the face behind the paintbrush a little bit more. But first, I just wanted to say thank you to all my new subscribers and for all the likes and the comments and the views that you guys have left on my channel. I have been so encouraged this week from them, and I'm just so excited to see so much support from you all already. And I'm so happy to have you here on this channel. Please keep commenting and let me know if there's anything that you are interested in hearing about from me, especially as it relates to art. I want this channel to be as helpful to you as it brings joy to me. So, returning to my art shop, I have big news. I am officially launching it on Etsy this next week, the first week of November. I really need coffee. Oh, also, this is my favorite mug. And I really don't like using him after October, so I am trying to use him as much as I possibly can in the next couple of days. I honestly can't believe I'm actually doing it. I have been dreaming about starting an art shop for years. I mean, I had a project about starting one in college. I didn't think it would ever actually happen. And here I am. I am so excited and so thankful to be able to get going on this art shop, and I am so thankful to already have people who at the very least are interested in my art. So thank you for being here. But starting an art store is challenging, and there are definitely a lot of things I've been learning. And so in this video, I want to share 5 things that I have learned that I hope you can learn from as I start my art shop. Of course, I'm also going to throw in some painting footage, as well as some clips of me printing and trying out possible products to sell in my shop. So stay tuned. Number 1, the first thing I'm learning is where to sell. So, as I previously mentioned, I decided to sell on Etsy, and this was not a small decision. I talked with a lot of artists as well as listened to a lot of artists, and there are so many different opinions on where you'd start selling your artwork. There are places like Shopify and Squarespace where you can have your own website, and eventually that is the long term goal. But to start out, a lot of artists recommended starting on Etsy, and there are 3 reasons for that. First, Etsy is very beginner friendly. It's very easy to set up and to put your products on there. You don't need to make a website to start out or learn any coding. Second, Etsy does sales tax for you, so you don't have to worry about doing that yourself. They'll send you a tax form at the end of the year, which makes it very simple for starting in the US. And then third, they don't require a monthly subscription, and that can be pretty expensive if you're starting up and not making any money at the start. Because of these 3 things, Etsy does take a large chunk out of your sales, but it still ends up being cheaper than the monthly subscription that Shopify and Squarespace have starting up. So once I make enough sales, the goal is I'll switch over to something like Shopify or Squarespace, but only when I'm making enough that my monthly subscription is actually cheaper than the cut that Etsy would take. And that won't be until I make enough sales to actually have profit from. So to start out, Etsy, eventually we'll move down to a website, potentially from Shopify or Squarespace, which seem to be pretty popular for artists after they've gotten started with their art. The second thing that I am learning in starting an art shop is some logistics. Specifically, I am learning about taxes and pricing. So again, with taxes, Etsy makes it very simple. I will have Etsy take out the sales tax of all the things that I sell, and then they will give me a tax form at the end of the year for taxes. This could be different depending on where you're starting your art shop, but at the very least in Minnesota, that's all I have to do. I need more coffee again. This is really hard. I've never made a video like this, so if I'm doing an okay job, please comment below and give me a like. Thank you. So, how much to charge? I am trying really hard to follow all artists that are farther in the journey. Their advice is always do not underprice your artwork to start out. This is so easy to do because all you want to do is sell something, and it's easier to sell things when things are cheaper. I am trying to make decisions that will help me be able to put things in my shop that are affordable, like prints. But at the same time, I still have to factor in materials and time, not just time for the artwork, but also the cutting of my prints and the printing of my prints. I'm doing all of that myself, and those are all things I need to factor in to the final product. I also decided, against Etsy's wishes, not to do free shipping. This is mainly because I listened to an artist who recommended not offering free shipping, which is what she did at first, and then switched to not offering free shipping because she wanted to be honest about how much she was charging for her works specifically. If she was offering free shipping, she had to raise the prices of her bookmarks and paintings that she sold. And she also mentioned that you have to factor in if you want to do cute thank you cards. Basically, she pointed out that if you want to have any beautiful packaging system, that's also going to make your cost add up. And so it's better to just not offer free shipping so that you can still do that and be honest about how much your art is specifically. The third thing that I am learning in starting an art shop is branding. I was so stressed about this at first. I kept asking myself what my brand was going to be, and eventually I just had to start. And so I started my YouTube, I started Instagram, and then I started to realize that I am my brand. My personality comes out in my art, in my home, in my voice. I don't need to change my personality in order to make a specific kind of art brand. I just needed to be myself. I am an artist who loves storytelling through art, the great outdoors, and lots of coffee. And maybe I'll find this isn't true later on, and you'll have to follow along if you want to see if that's the case. But at the very least, letting go of this has helped me to simply start selling my work and be excited about posting and painting. So I am happy that I let go of the branding stress. Number 4, the fourth thing that I am learning in starting an art shop is what to sell. If you watched my last video, you might have heard me talk about how I was stressed in deciding what to sell. You don't want to sell too little, but you also don't want to offer too much at once. You want things to be things that people can afford and also are interested in buying. There's just a lot that goes into starting an art shop and what actually sells. So, what I decided to do is I'm going to be coming out with small collections of artwork. I'm hoping that this will help limit what I immediately sell and also how much I sell at once, but it will still offer room to grow if I decide I wanted to paint something different for a change. This next week in November, I'm going to be launching a cozy library collection, so I will give you some sneak peeks in the next few moments. But it will include some prints, a bookmark, and perhaps a few more things. But it will be themed around cozy library.
Oh, I'm making prints. Oh, does it work? Oh, I gotta push the button.
What I mean by small collections is if in a few months down the road I am inspired by the ocean, then perhaps I will come out with another collection of ocean beach themed art pieces. And in that way, I will be able to broaden what I sell, but also keep it within collections, which makes it simpler on what I sell at one given time. Obviously, I haven't started yet, so hopefully this doesn't backfire in my face. But if it does, I will learn from it and try something else. And hopefully, if you follow along, you can learn from my mistakes and from my successes as well. So keep watching if you want to find out what happens. And finally, number 5, I am again learning that art brings people together. When I started this YouTube channel, I honestly didn't think anyone would notice it. So you can imagine my surprise when the last few days I have seen people subscribe, like, and comment about my artwork, and it has been such an encouraging and inspiring experience. I suddenly had so many different people from all over looking at my art and finding joy from it. This has made me excited to keep going and to try to sell my paintings. I am so thankful to all of you who have subscribed and left kind words in the comments. Please continue to do so. And if you're thinking about sharing your work online, do it. You might be surprised with how art can bring people together. Don't let fear keep you back because you'll never know. And honestly, in most cases, someone is going to find a lot of joy from the pieces that you create. So, thank you all so much for your kind words. You truly brought smiles to my face. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to support me as a small artist, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.